I was muted.
Am I still needed?
So I am hoping that we're live. We're live, are we?
Let's wait and see if Crane will let us know. So that's it.
He says yes on the client. So welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to another series of 1v1s. We've ToxicDares versus Lozza, and it should be a good series that we have on our hands.
Yeah, it's going to be another series we're getting into. Unfortunately, some have been cancelled, so we're trying to fill the time. These two did offer to challenge each other. Excited to see what they are going to bring out. Obviously wanted to play against each other.
And it will probably be somewhat of a comfort match. Or it could be a mirror matchup. You never know. They might have decided to do the whole mirror thing, which lots of our 1v1s, they have been mirror matchups. So you never know what they're going to pick.
Indeed, that has been the case so far. So we could see nothing has been hovered on this side just yet. Nothing locked in.
Nothing hovered at all.
Purely my lock-in of the Evelyn, stay invisible throughout.
There's almost everything has been hovered on this side so far. It is.
Come on, the spicy Urgot pick. Go for it.
It has been the Lee Sin locked in for ToxicDares.
Yeah, it had to be something that's got a lot of 1v1 potential here. Lee Sin is one of the best. Lee Sin does enable you to just show off your mechanical prowess if you are better than the other player. So yeah, that'll be interesting to see how that is going to go. On the other side, I did not get to see what was locked in. I was currently looking at the stream, but it looks like, no, it's Lee Sin on both sides. It's a Lee Sin mirror. On one side, I'm seeing it's Flash and Ignite, and Flash and Exhaust. On the other side is Ignite and Exhaust. The Flash will be used to try and dodge the Q more likely, but the Exhaust just gives that better potential, so you can stick to somebody more, try and get all that damage down, and assure that you get the kill on them.
I do think that the Exhaust will help out much more in this matchup than the Flash will, especially since you want to go for that all-in potential in this matchup, rather than just poking them a little bit and then getting out, which you can do once you have your Safeguard and your you have your Sonic Resonance as well. So we'll just have to see what they want to do in this matchup, but I do think that it heavily favors Lozza in this particular sense.
Yeah, the Exhaust will give him that much more trading potential. We'll see what they go for with the first item builds, as that will really be indicative of how this game will go.
We do see that ToxicDares does start off with a BF sword and 2 pots, so he's really going for that all-in potential at the start, and everything gets executed.
just sneaking down mid lane.
It doesn't even show your body.
But yeah, through my grey screen, they're going in, and
they're going in on each other. This is just going to be an early kill, as both exhausts are used. First blood to ToxicDares, yeah, which is very unusual. I don't even know how.
He didn't even have to use the summoner. It's most likely just the BF sword advantage, getting the jump on.
Literally just that. Just the BF sword advantage is what gave it to him.
Yeah, it's that 40 AD into the 25 AD. The 10 lethality not really doing that much for him at this point in the game. But really, it was just really getting the jump on him before the exhaust could go down. So the full damage, most of the damage had gone down before the exhaust could even be hit. It seemed like I was the go button. My death started the game immediately.
Yeah, I didn't expect to trade. Well, not really trade. It was more the game. I didn't expect it to be so early. I expected a little bit of kind of walking about the place, getting a little bit of poke down with the Sonic Wave, but you know, just exploded into action, and then it was over in a flash.
Yeah. Ironically, the Flash not used, however, during that. That's wondering how it's going to go. They are both suggesting that maybe they're going to go. Yeah, they have both agreed to go for Flash Snowball here for that extra follow-up. You got essentially a Lee Sin Q, and they're both going for Lee Sin again by the looks of it also. So, exciting matchup.
So we will be seeing very similar to the last game, except for a change-up in the summoner spells. This will even out the playing field a little bit. I think that Lozza may learn from his mistakes in the last game and go for that BF sword as his start item as well. But we'll just have to see who can play their advantage better and how if they can position in a more favorable way than in the previous game.
Yeah, we'll see if because really what a lot of it comes down to is your lane positioning. So if you can get that early pressure over the brush, especially as Lee Sin, it just allows you to land that Q from blind vision and try and get the full combo from there. Unfortunately, that does mean, on the other hand, that you have to try and find a way to blind juke without knowing if the enemy is in the brush or not. So you've got to move really unpredictably around a brush,
which could end up getting you in a lot of trouble if you don't do that correctly, or even if you do it correctly and it gets predicted by your enemy. So I hope to see a better starting item on the side of Lozza this game, and I expect to see that be a sort of double potion start on the side of ToxicDares, which we do indeed see as a start item. We don't see anything yet for Lozza, and he does pick up the same items as ToxicDares does, so it's basically just a skills matchup in this.
We can see that in this brush is indeed ToxicDares. He's waiting again on Lozza. Lozza this time choosing to stay back and wait. Much safer positioning, not wanting to get caught out like he did last time. And we'll see if that can do wonders for him here, as I am sneaking into the base.
We do see Lozza being a little bit careful under his tower, sneaking out a little bit once he got a little bit of vision of ToxicDares. They're both spamming their dances and laughs a little bit. What?
Musty gets first blood. Musty wins the 1v1 here. Getting back into lane, the minions have spawned now. They did both play a lot safer than the previous game, both respecting that the opponent could be waiting in that brush. But ToxicDares just getting the early positioning again did pay off. Both having gone for the BF sword this time. Lozza feeling like maybe that BF sword advantage did actually cost him. The lethality not actually doing that much at level 1, only giving you 0.6 armor penetration. Not really getting that much gold efficiency for it. Wave cleared out much earlier for ToxicDares here.
And we do see that they both would be running that extra damage below 40% health instead of going for those biscuits, which might help out in this matchup, although we have seen earlier on today that if you do take your biscuits instead, that it can help you in some matchups. So we'll just have to see how it plays out. There is a little bit of a level difference between Lozza and ToxicDares. That Q is just about dodged away. But
there's a Q and the snowball at the same time as well.
He does make up that level difference very quickly. They're really respecting each other in this matchup because they could both put out so much damage, especially with that proccing of the Thunderlords, which is dealing so much damage to the health bar of ToxicDares. Lozza doing a good bit better in this matchup than he did in the last game.
Yeah, ToxicDares is going to just try and push in, but he has been playing very aggressively into the minion wave, and that's cost him quite a lot of his health bar so far. Has burned all of his potions.
Yeah, just as I was about to say, there's one potion left on the side of Lozza, and ToxicDares has less than half his health and no potions available.
Yeah, both of them going to be using that W, though, to get the life steal back whenever you double tap that shield, and the relics having now spawned will give him the extra health he needs to go back and come back a lot healthier. This does mean if Lozza does get pushed in, it will be denied from him, but holding on to it for now just in case he feels like he needs it.
And that was an aggressive trade there for ToxicDares. Lozza came out on top of it, gave much more damage onto ToxicDares than he received from him. So Lozza really doing much better in this game into this matchup than he did in the last one. ToxicDares not quite respecting Lozza as much as Lozza is respecting ToxicDares. He does go in with that side move. He does get kicked, but will the bleed damage work? No, he takes another tower shot, and the snowball secures the kill. That is 1-1, leveled the playing field. We'll go into our third and final game of this best of 3 series, and we'll see who will be crowned our winner.
And that is why you take Snowball. Wow, that's worked out really well for him. Both of them are going to leave. Yeah, that's well done by both of them to get to this point. And
that was very close, though.
yeah, it's definitely a lot closer than last time. Last time it was very much a one-way street. The exhaust not even having to be blown, flash being held on to. Both exhaust and ignite used on the other side still going down. So yeah, the 1v1 going very well. Lozza having picked up one. And yeah, so it looks like we're going into the third game here.
And it could be another Lee Sin mirror matchup just to see who is the best Lee Sin out of the two of them. After seeing two Lee Sin games mirror matchups so far, I would really expect that to be the last game, another mirror matchup of Lee Sin, but it could change up and be something else.
Yeah, we could see something different. Oh. I'm not sure what just happened. It's just said that you have left the lobby. The moment the champion select joined, I assume that's just because it's the team chat that I'm on right now.
Wait, are you not in the lobby?
No, I'm in the lobby now. It just said I'm disconnected from the lobby. That was odd. But I'm still here.
ToxicDares says he can't speak.
Right. So it looks like they're both going for Lee Sin again on this. So what's going to happen on your side? Because he's insistent he still wants to keep up the mirror matchup. If you wouldn't mind letting him know on the other side. Just so they keep the communication here.
Yeah, so he's gonna lock in that Lee Sin. He was going to go for the Gragas, but we did tell him.
Unfortunately, it wouldn't really be fair considering they'd communicated a Lee Sin mirror matchup. Then we talked about changing it last minute, and it wouldn't really be fair to have one person know that they were changing it, the other person not. It's just easier to keep it this way.
But to be fair, I don't think that ToxicDares knew that that Lozza was going to be picking up that Lee Sin anyway. I think he assumed that it was going to be a different pickup.
Yeah, on this side, it was assumed that they were going to both go for the Lee Sin. Enough. So it's just a lot easier to go like this, a lot fairer as well. And this is going to be in the third matchup of Lee Sin, another one with the Flash and the Flash and
Snowball
at level 1, yeah.
So it will definitely be another skills matchup in this game. Who do you think will win off of the basis of the last two games that we've seen?
Based on the matchups of the last two games, it's very interesting to see who could win this one. Looking at the double BF sword start, I'm still looking at Lozza having played pretty well both times, and ToxicDares has shown to be the better mechanical player. Lozza's shown to be slightly smarter player in terms of decision making. So that's what I feel has been the case so far. Could surprise us. Still, that brush catch on level 1 did end up costing a lot.
Mm-hmm. And we do see that Lozza is landing some of those skill shots on ToxicDares, doing a little bit of damage to him. But minions haven't gone into the lane yet, so not much really happening besides a little bit of trading back and forth. We see just your team now, just going along.
Yeah, backing off in case I accidentally take experience, so it's I don't want to get in the way.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, that wouldn't be fair for the matchup, so I'm just going to back off, let them do their thing. As we see Lozza taking a little bit too much damage already. The shield up from ToxicDares, and the snowball back in. Oh.
We do see Lozza taking quite a lot of damage, but so is ToxicDares. Flash from Lozza, and Lozza goes down. That's first blood to ToxicDares. That was a quick first blood, and that's 2-1 to ToxicDares.
Definitely good for him to get that first blood, for him to secure the best of 3. 1v1 me. 1v1 me.
He doesn't want to 1v1 you.
Is that revenge for the 2 wins I got again?
Yeah. He's just gonna rock out now.
Hey. Well, GG, that was a good best of 3. We did see that Toxic did pick up the win in that one, so nice little best of 3 by them to just really showcase some mechanics on Lee Sin and show why Lee Sin is so strong in a 1v1 with the ability to jump in and out, get the shield up on himself so he can mitigate some damage, and with the Thunderlord's Decree, get a really good combo going and get on a lot of damage really early on in the game.
Exactly, but what I would like to have seen, but he couldn't do in the Howling Abyss because he can't place wards, is the ward hopping. To have that higher mechanical sort of outplays on Lee Sin that Lee Sin can do so well. But since it was a 1v1 in Howling Abyss, you can't do that, obviously. But it would really show their mastery of that champion.
Yeah, definitely could have been the case. Unfortunately, for them, we don't really get them to see them take over with that. If you look at Howling Abyss, one of the biggest things has been in the past, and why they actually removed it from the Riot 1v1s, whoever got to the lane first and put that ward down had instant control and won the game. I think it was over 60% of the time. Because they just had the pressure and they couldn't back off into the brush to take away minion aggro after taking a fight, because obviously constant trading in this game mode. They couldn't just try and take control of the vision so they could catch the enemy out, and really just wards were far too strong. So even in the modes where all items are enabled, they're still not allowed to take the vision wards, the trinket wards.
And I'm not sure what we're doing after this. Since we're waiting until
whenever we're ready, they're just going to go to the pause screen and we'll find something else we can do quickly after this.
All right. Thank you for joining us, guys. We'll be back in a few minutes with yet probably another best of 3, but it could be anything at all. We'll update you when we know. So stay tuned and we'll be back very soon. Tyrin, and Lozza is pretty high tier as well, although he is plat 2 at the moment. We do get into champion select. We'll see what they decide to play. Actually, that's a very quick lock-in from Lozza.
Okay, I'm seeing Ezreal hovered on this side and Ezreal locked in. Is that an Ezreal mirror by any chance?
We have Ezreal locked in here, so it must be a mirror.
It's an Ezreal mirror by the looks of it. That's instantly decided. They must have discussed this in advance. I believe that Jokerism is famed for his Ezreal, so this is a rather funny one to see, considering it's the person they're competing for the love of.
And Lozza is a good AD carry player, so it should be a pretty good matchup to watch. And they'll probably be going for that Doran's Blade and 1 potion start. They could go with the longsword start with the 3 pots, but then they'd have to build into lethality. Well, they don't have to, but it really it's up to personal preference since they won't be backing. So.
Definitely looking at it, it's going to be interesting to see how this one goes. Wondering what they'll do in terms of first item. We could see something along the lines of the Sheen come out. We could even see the likes of just simply a hatchet. So you get the extra health, lifesteal, and the AD. Looking forward to seeing how this one plays out as we're seeing Flash heal on this side for Lozza. And he's running further. Both of them running Flash heal. Only one of them running Flash on F. I think we know which one is superior then.
Yep, Lozza.
Yep, Lozza's far superior. F is for Flash. D is for Delash. But both of them running the mirror here. Mirror in terms, by the looks of it, masteries, potentially runes as well. Only thing that's not mirrored right here is the skin. We'll have to see how this one goes as we get into the game. Who won the right to be Jokerism's love? Okay, I want to look at the starting items. We'll wait to see what they lock in as their starting items. Nothing on this side as of yet. He's taking his time, meaning he is going to lose pressure of that first brush. Like we suggested in the pregame, he has gone Hatchet, Boots, 3 pots over here.
Over here, it's Guardian's Hammer, Boots, and 3 pots.
Yep, Guardian's Hammer. Sorry, I've been calling it the Hatchet. Hatchet is an item from Twisted Treeline.
But at the start, he did buy BF Sword and 2 pots, but then decided against it and went for the more sustain with the Guardian's Hammer.
Yeah, definitely a lot more sustain, as you say. I would like something potentially to do with Gen, even just a little bit of mana coming out. I honestly think even maybe a Sheen in this matchup could do wonders, but that is quite a lot of gold invested into that. Potentially just go Sheen and then a lot of pots for sustain after it. But yeah, this is going to be a matchup of who can dodge skill shots better. The Q can be blocked by minions, however, so it's a case of dodging the W, and then obviously the E can be jumped in on for the execution.
Exactly, and they have to be careful with that arcane shift as well, in case they do it too aggressively and misread the situation and go in on a fight that they can't really take. And we see Tyrin is actually quite low on mana compared to Lozza. He does arcane shift aggressively. Tyrin is down to half health. He will chug one of his pots just to try and get his health up a little bit so that he won't be chunked out of lane too badly, but he is quite low on mana anyway.
They are running exact mirrors in runes and masteries right now. I believe the only difference... Nope, there is 0 difference at all by the looks of it. Only difference now is due to the level up. So this is interesting to see that they've gone for the Honorable Jewel. Same runes, same masteries, same items. No advantages on either side. Literally just who can play Ezreal better.
What I find interesting is that Tyrin, even though he doesn't have a Tear of the Goddess, is using up so much mana just trying to get these skill shots that he won't be able to land onto Lozza, and he's not even getting the last hit all the time on the minions. So it's just using up a lot of his trading potential, and Lozza has quite a lot of mana. He has at least half of his mana left.
Yeah.
Tyrin has next to no mana. He can't use any of his abilities at this point.
It's the thing, if you're looking at his passive really well, he's been using the rising spell force, so whenever you use a spell, you get the bonus attack speed. Standing in close with a minion wave, firing off your spell, then using it to move around and attack the minion wave, get that push in very quickly. Whereas on the other side, you've seen the spells have just been used to try and clear the minions from a distance, meaning he can't push as fast, and he has to use more mana to clear the minions. So yeah, Lozza utilizing the rising spell force to great effectiveness. Tyrin wasting his flash there, and everyone saw him flash in place, as we see Lozza already hit level 6 and pushing in aggressively.
And he does use that arcane barrage, but it only gets a little bit of damage down to Tyrin. Tyrin very low on mana, can't trade back against Lozza, but Lozza is also very low on mana, so
he has got those
quite even.
He has got the relics to fall back on, which do give you that mana back. Tyrin having used both of his already, and the level up potentially coming in soon for Lozza as well could mean that he gets even more mana back. You can see his mana already starting to fill up. He should be fine for now. Currently, yeah, just pushing in the wave very effectively. If you look at the CS difference, it's 29 to 23, yeah, and just denying so much CS. Using the timing of that relic spawn to dash aggressively onto it, steal the relic away, get even more mana for himself. Really utilizing that well.
What it's also doing is zoning Tyrin away from the wave, allowing the wave to push in, get more damage on that tower, which is also another way of winning the 1v1. There was a nice arcane barrage just getting down some of those minions' health so that he could clear the wave a bit easier. But there's no damage onto the tower on the side of Lozza, so he is slowly winning this game with 1,521 health left on that tower out of 2,200. He is poking Tyrin out of lane slowly but surely, and he is also slowly increasing that gap between the CS on either side. So he's really trying to play this one out slowly and methodically, and it's working out well for him so far. Yeah,
definitely just doing well to zone out the opponent. Super aggressive. Ezreal obviously fairly safe, can back away. They've not gone for the exhaust ignite, have gone for the heal and flash, both super safe, meaning that whoever gets the advantage early just pressures out the opponent and has so much safety that you can't hope to win a 1v1. So just quickly looking at the CS differences now, it's currently 44 to 31, and the tower is just getting chunked out so much. This tower is probably going to go down before we see 100 CS. So Tyrin just has to go in.
It's going to definitely go down before we see the 100 CS. We will need to see Tyrin be pretty aggressive in the coming levels, unless he wants that tower to go down. But he is down in mana, he is down in CS, he is down in level as well, so nothing really going for him at this point. Lozza going in very aggressively with that arcane shift, doesn't have the mana to take these trades. Tyrin going very low here, he does get that relic, so he will sustain up a little bit of his mana, so this will probably be the game pretty soon. He will definitely push in this wave and get the tower, if not the kill on Tyrin. Tyrin going very low again with those Qs landing every time almost. It's like a homing beacon onto him. He will definitely get this tower in this wave, or maybe even the next wave.
That last denial is very crucial. That last relic denial does mean that he is most likely going to get this tower. Tyrin on solo HP right now is still sitting below half. Lozza on full and still has those 2 relics available. It's just the wave push that he's getting in advantage. It's going to give him so much pressure that Tyrin can't even hope to fight back.
And I think it's much better for him to just sit here instead of going back to get the mana regen on those relics, so that he can zone away Tyrin and let the wave push in to the tower.
He's still got full HP cannon, yeah.
And Tyrin is losing a lot of health here, even just to the auto attacks. He cannot defend this tower and stay alive, so he will lose this very soon, with the arcane barrage missing, but hitting some of the minions, getting the minions quite low.
That's all he wanted, yeah.
This will go down either Tyrin or the tower right now with this wave. There's nothing that Tyrin can really do.
Which one's he going to go for? It looks like both right now. Can't decide which one he wants. The heal
was used. But Lozza also has the heal. He can do 2 more auto attacks, and he... Ooh, he gets the first blood.
And the first tower as well, maybe? Is he gonna go down?
Oh,
Not
no,
quite.
Just about not getting it. It has 26 health for anyone wondering. 26 health left on that tower. That's GG first blood, first game of the best of 3 to Lozza.
Yeah, Lozza just really dominating from minute 1, using less of his mana, not having to sit so far back, able to pressure forward, and that does hand him the game quite readily.
I think you said it perfectly. It's just he played it out more strategically, more methodically, and gave him the win. I hope to see it played out better on the side of I forget his name, of Tyrin. I
Yeah,
can't think of
Lozza just really dominated the game from really early on in this, because suddenly Tyrin was forced back. He had to use his Q just to poke from a range, try and stop the minion wave from crashing into him. In the meantime, like we talked about, Lozza just able to push in with his passive to get that extra attack speed on the minions, not have to blow his spells quite as often. And the bonus attack speed just gives you that much more innate wave push. And standing closer to the minion wave means that you don't have to fire off your Q so much. You can just stand and auto attack. So the wave kept crashing into the tower over and over again. We saw it get to the point where Tyrin was just desperate, had to try and defend, and ended up giving up his own life for it.
Exactly. And the way that Tyrin was playing that lane was more indicative of how he plays an AD carry in a 5v5, where you can afford to use up all of that mana, so you can back early anyway to get your tier and stack that up. You keep using your abilities to stack up that tier, get that tier stacked by 18, 20 minutes. But in a 1v1 like this, not something you really want to do. Definitely
something it looked like Lozza had much more ability in. Just the ability to know when the relics are going to spawn, pressure out at the right time to zone them out. Maybe he learned this in advance so he could try and win this 1v1 a bit more, but he played around the 1v1 system so well. A lot of people don't adapt to it, like we saw happen with Tyrin. Lozza just really playing well, and this is looking like a Graves mirror already.
Exactly, insta-lock by Tyrin of that Graves. So we're going to see how that will play out, with lots of damage from that end of the line, and the smoke grenade also it reduces the amount of vision that enemy will have. So if they play around that really well, they can really get a load of damage down onto them. But also the thing about this matchup is the way that Graves auto attack works, that if you hide behind the minions, Graves can't attack you unless he uses his abilities. So it's going to be very interesting to see this matchup.
Definitely going to be interesting to see this one, see how this goes for them. We're going to see how Tyrin can try and get his way back into this after the other matchup did not go so well for him. This is more of a favor to him, as I believe Tyrin is a jungler and Lozza is the AD carry. I believe this is the case. So yeah, the historical matchup for this, Graves was the ADC and renowned for having one of the cleanest auto attacks in the game. Was changed because basically he would either be a stronger version of Lucian or vice versa. So they tried to make him more unique, and that has moved him into the jungle. But
and then they're going for very early fighting here. Lozza and Tyrin both at just under a half health. They are trading exactly the same. They both pop their pots. They both go for the same starting items as well, but Lozza has popped 2 of his pots to Tyrin popping only 1.
So I want to quickly talk about something that happened there if they don't fight again within this time. Tyrin already showing his prowess on this Graves, dashing in immediately after the Q, getting that animation reset off so he can continue auto-attacking. Very good by him, maximizing his DPS. And that did mean that he was able to try and shut down Lozza as quickly as possible.
And also it gave him that amount of the True Grit also gives him that more tanky stats, where I don't know if I saw Lozza using his True Grit at all during that trade, but it did help him out. As you can see,
W to disengage instead.
As you can see, Lozza has a little bit less health than Tyrin, but not very much. Both did use both their pots, and both used their True Grit to go the exact same direction to have a little bit of trade, with both players having relatively even farm. There's only 1 difference in the CS so far, and it won't make a huge amount of difference unless they're really trying to go for that 100 CS, because neither of them will be backing.
Yeah, this does seem like a matchup which is going to get to the point where they try and just kill each other. Not as likely to go to 100 CS. However, I definitely want to, if this does go to a third game, get them to switch off of heal and flash so we don't see it get drawn out for so long, always going to the point where they need 100 CS to even threaten the win. We want to see some scrappy trades. We want to see Exhaust Ignite level 1, trying to get the kill off, trading summoners aggressively.
Exactly, go for those aggressive plays in the early part, maybe when they are level 3, even as we saw at the start, they did go for that aggressive play. But we do see Lozza going very low. Tyrin does use his heal because he cannot see anything because of that grenade. Grenade goes onto Lozza. Lozza is very low here. He almost
so
dies.
Close.
Just 2 more auto attacks would have gotten him the kill. Pots popped on both sides, and Flash still available for Tyrin. I'm not sure if Lozza used his heal or not.
Yeah, they both indeed did use their heal in that. I don't think either of them used their flash, however, just using the heal to stay alive for a bit longer. Lozza did go significantly lower, however.
Oh, flash from Tyrin aggressively onto Lozza. Lozza very low.
Has used both of the healing relics on his side. As we keep talking about, Lozza will go back and pick up one of his healing relics. Tyrin will go back and pick up both of his, meaning he has an advantage in both health and mana. Will be able to come back in and push the wave into Lozza's face and potentially get that level 6 spike, but Lozza already has level 6.
Exactly, and that is a great power spike for Graves. He gets that collateral damage. It is a knockback for himself, but does a load of damage onto your enemy opponent. So he can use that either to get Tyrin very low, get rid of some of the CS. He does use it there to get Tyrin a little bit lower. He uses the flash, but he doesn't have the mana to follow it up. Tyrin also low on mana, but has a little more health. This is just back and forth trading, and Tyrin does have his ultimate available now, so if he can get the mana, he might be able to use it and maybe fish out the kill with auto attacks. It's very even at the moment, and we don't know who is going to go aggressive.
Relic spawn is going to keep him safe for now, and that's probably going to mean that he gets to push this wave happily into the tower. Will pressure off Tyrin, and unfortunately, just due to the fact that Tyrin had to back off so far to pick up those 2 relics, seeding the minion wave, seeding level 6 advantage, has put him significantly down against Lozza, even though he showed to be the better Graves early on.
Exactly, and Tyrin, as we saw, just picked up his 2 relics as they spawned, and he does have a little more mana at his disposal now than Lozza, but he is down in health because of that lane pressure that he gave over to Lozza by getting those relics. So now, as Lozza does go back to get his own relic, it does subside that lane pressure onto Tyrin, so Tyrin's going to happily push this in towards the tower, try to get little damage on that tower, but he's still behind in level. He's still behind a little bit in XP.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is really gone back and forth, but Lozza second advantage right now. As we said, that level 6 just zoning away Tyrin so much, meaning that he could get an advantage, but now both on level 8. Maybe we can see Tyrin look to pressure back. Has the mana advantage, has the CS advantage still.
Ooh, Tyrin taking quite a lot of damage here. Collateral damage was used. Lozza looking for blood here. Tyrin is going to use that heal. Lozza doesn't have the mana to continue this. He does use end of the line to get a bit of damage down onto Lozza. Collateral damage is used by Tyrin. Lozza is going to go down 1 more auto, and now he's dead. That's 1-1. We go to our 3rd game in this best of 3.
Yeah, cancelled out the heal there. Cancelled out the ultimate damage with his heal. Wasn't enough to keep him alive, however. He was too low to really fight that out. That is going to be a win going over to Tyrin. Tyrin really showing his mechanics early, but a nice little play by Lozza to get the animation reset with the ultimate dashing forwards. As we've seen before, if you press E just as you want to dash in with your ultimate, you can cancel the knockback on it and instead go forward, allowing you to stay aggressive and then get the obviously extra shell for your auto attacks and the true grip passive. It's just so much more useful to use that, because it's not an execution move. If it was a move that had execute, you'd obviously want to use it from the long range at the end, but it doesn't have that execute damage.
Exactly, definitely showing his mechanical prowess on the Graves there. So we're expecting another mirror matchup. for this last game. Is there any particular champion you'd like to see them play?
To be honest, we've seen two of the best ones. We've seen Ezreal, and last game, of course, we had a good one with the Graves, but we've seen one AD carry, we've seen one jungle. I think we need to see a third role that matters. Is that the Janna mirror?
Or we could see a mid lane.
The mid lane matchup would be interesting, however...
Do get the Mundo
it is
locked
the
in.
Dr. Mundo double lock-in. Okay, this is going to be who can land more Qs.
It could be a close fight at the Baron pit. Just have a line of wards that you are not allowed to cross and throw those cleavers at each other and see who dies first. Or it could be just a run down mid. I'm not sure. No, it's Howling Abyss, so they won't be doing that. They won't be doing that.
And they will just be going in and trying to get that kill by landing the infected cleavers over and over again. Not really wanting to go into melee range unless they've secured an advantage already. I'm wondering if both summoners are the same. It looks like they've both gone for Ignite Flash, potentially.
Yep.
Yeah, this is...
This could be a long game.
Yeah, it's going to be a long-ass game. At least the Ignite is going to cancel out half of the ultimate... 60% of the healing from the ultimate, from the Grievous Wounds passive, and do true damage in the meantime. It just means that, unfortunately, it's not going to do much for crazy mechanics like we saw on the Lee Sin games earlier, like we saw on the Ezreal games, or even the Graves game. So it's Mr. Mundoverse is being used as one of the skins. One of them is using a skin, one isn't. We already know. Area.
We already know who wins. GG. Game over.
So yeah, looking into this one, looking at the masteries, they've both gone for Thunderlords, I assume again, considering they've been mirroring all the way through. Guardian's Horn, Triple Pot, and Boots.
Yep.
Yeah, this is a full mirror, so this is going to be a slow one. It gives us relax potentially. However, if they keep on landing infected Qs, one of them keeps missing, this could actually be a lot shorter than we expect. As we see, Lozza already has a big health advantage.
It does deal a surprising amount of damage, those infected cleavers, but Lozza is not being hit with any of Tyrin's cleavers.
He's dodging them blind, yeah. Like, obviously cannot see into that brush, so he's dodging them without even seeing them coming. Very well done by him. Just trying to be as slippery as possible, move a bit unpredictably, but they have both landed one each, roughly evening out the health right now, and that's 2-1. Let's try and keep a tally, but it could end up being quite a lot by the end of the game.
It could definitely be quite a lot by the end of the game, unless they want to go for those melee attack range trades. But Mundo not necessarily going to do that until he has his ultimate available, so he can sustain back up that health. Usually then he'll go for the all-in. But Lozza is happy to push in this lane right now to get that CS advantage, maybe that little bit of experience advantage as well. There's not that much CS difference between the two. There's only one CS difference as of now. And Tyrin just throwing out all of those cleavers as much as he can. Obviously, they can spam their cleavers as much as they want, since it only takes up their health and no mana or energy or anything.
Gets the health back when you land it as well.
It does indeed.
So that does make it very efficient if you are able to land them, but if you keep spamming them and keep missing, obviously, it's going to hurt your chances of winning this 1v1 matchup. I want to quickly talk about the way they changed Mundo, not all too long ago. His E was changed so that the first auto attack you do does a percentage of your maximum health to the enemy. So that's actually a lot of damage when you think about the HP Mundo does have in the late game, especially when you see him something along the lines of Spirit Visage Warmogs. He can just chunk the opponent now, very similar to a Volibear W. Exactly,
yeah, and you always underestimate the amount of damage that Mundo can actually do, especially since he has his ultimate available as well, which will regenerate so much of his health even when he's under attack. So in the late game, Mundo is almost unstoppable. You do not want to fight a late game Mundo. As you said, it has so much health with the Warmogs and Spirit Visage, which is a very common build on him. especially since that Spirit Village will help him with his health regen, because it will empower all your healing, make it better and stronger. So really, that's what build we'd expect to see both Mundos picking up if they were to back, but they're not allowed to back. So not really what we can see in this game anyway.
Yeah, we're just going to see them try and survive for as long as possible. They know it's like that someone told them, we're having some issues, some people have dropped out, so let's just have the longest 1v1 possible, but they're shortening it now.
We see the ult from Tyrin getting his health back up, but Lozza is very low as well. The Ignite has been used onto Tyrin, flash from Tyrin as well onto Lozza. Lozza has used his ultimate as well, popping those
the
pots.
missing thing.
There's one pot left on both sides. Lozza is left with the better on that side of the trade.
Yeah, Lozza definitely not having to blow his flash, not burning as much of his health to trade aggressively, and getting the Ignite off much earlier in response to the ultimate is going to mean that he has the advantage here. The wave is being pushed into him, however, meaning he's probably going to tank a bit of damage here before going back to pick up a relic. Just trying to stop the wave from collapsing on his tower means he's got doesn't have to concede the lane pressure. Tyrin, though, having that level 7 slightly earlier, showing he has the EXP advantage. Checking the farm still, Lozza has the advantage. As we said earlier, we saw a mid lane, we saw a AD carry matchup with the Ezreal, we saw a jungle matchup with the Graves, and now we said we might see a mid lane matchup. Maybe this is a mid lane matchup. Mundo does go where he pleases.
He does go where he pleases, usually to the top lane, can go jungle, can go basically anywhere. We've seen him in the last few years.
Impressive Mundo jungle, yeah, that was a big time.
Go jungle, go support, go top, basically anywhere. Like Camille, Tyrin giving a lot of damage to Lozza, but also taking a lot of damage in return. Doesn't want to take this trade as of yet, but Lozza has no pots to pop, and neither does Tyrin, so Lozza is in a lot of trouble. He's actually losing a lot of health by throwing those cleavers out. He could kill himself by accident if he keeps missing, and he doesn't have any relics to...
They both pop their ultimates, so they're going to be fine for now. Oh, but he does tank a tower shot. Tyrin does tank a tower shot, meaning that the health is probably going to equate to about even at the end. God, it sounds like you're doing typing out of a Star Trek, out of a Star Trek TV show. But it looks like we're back into the game. We're going to see Cranegasm go up against Tyrin here. This is the real battle for Jokerism's love. It's our very own eSports News UK Cranegasm going up against Tyrin. Cranegasm is going to be hosting this one, so we'll see this from his point of view. Instantly locking in that misfortune on this side. So we'll see how this one goes for him. Unfortunately, I did make a mistake in that last game. That was not the battle for Jokerism's love. In fact, it was Tyrin in that matchup. He did lose, so he's going to be looking to make up for that this time and try and take down Cranegasm on this misfortune.
And Tyrin is on that misfortune as well, so this will be a mirror matchup like the last few games. It'll be very interesting, especially if they can get to that level 6 point, which I doubt they will, but they will need to try and use that double tap to get so much damage down onto the enemy. And it'll all be about the mechanics and who can land those double taps more effectively and more often. And if they can get to the level 6, it'll definitely be all about the bullet time. Bullet time does so much damage, although in this game it won't do that much damage since you'll have it relatively early. And I only have the stats in my head for Summoner's Rift, not for Howling Abyss, so I can't really give you any stats on bullet time for Howling Abyss.
Yeah, bullet time, I doubt we'll really get to that point if we see this matchup go stupidly aggressive, but yeah, I've got the auto pick Vi on my side. Let's go. Yeah, I'm going to be looking to see how the misfortunes play out. Will they be going for the Q on the minions? I'm not sure if we have seen that changed yet to the point where it can crit, or if it's going to be left at the point it was. I'd love to see 1% crit masteries, runes come out from both of them here. Try and get that off. Try and see if they can take down the enemy.
We do see both of them going for Fervor of Battle, which is unusual on the Misfortune. Misfortune normally runs Deathfire Touch as her keystone.
Considering you're going to have very low AD, extended trades, perhaps Fervor of Battle could be seen as the better one, getting that bonus AD over time. However, if you're looking at the champion overall, you're going to be trying to spam all of the E's you can, see if you can harass them out of lane. Looks like they're both going to be going Guardian's Hammer Boots, 3 pots, like we saw last game. Unfortunately, nearly a mistake by Cranegasm there. Nearly went for the refillable rather than 3 pots. We saw another player make that mistake earlier today. Yeah, the effective HP bar you get from having the 3 pots over the refillable just gives you that much more effective HP to burn through. Because, for example, you get 300 health from the refillable, from the 2 potions you get in it, whereas you get the 150 each plus. Trading already.
You see trading early on with Cranegasm actually going quite low. He's almost at half health. You do see that empowered auto attacks from Cranegasm, but he does get that flash off, and that's a flash and a heal from Cranegasm. And Cranegasm does die. That is it, ladies and gentlemen, for the first game.
Well, those potions meant nothing in the end. He only ended up didn't even finish. Tyrin trying to fight for Jokerism here. And Cranegasm instantly leaves the game. Yeah, rather ashamed of that one, as he should be. Just went in, got caught by the E, died very instantly.
It was a nice flash into the bush, but it also matched by Tyrin. So
yeah, unfortunately, the auto attack wasn't cancelled by it.
Yeah.
It's not like you're playing against Callisto, where that's actually a really good play. You can flash into the brush, deny her any auto attacks, cancels her latest auto attack. Instead, this is just going to be the kill going over as they both burn the flash into the brush. But yeah, it was really what the problem I found was there.
Jokerism has arrived.
Ooh, Jokerism has arrived. This is going to be important. The man of the hour. Tyrin won game 1. This is going to go into game 2, but we're going to see if Crane can make it up or not. Unfortunately for Crane in the last one, we did see him constantly attempt to use his Q. Because of the attack speed bonus he gets from his W, it was actually slowing down his DPS. Didn't really have anything to bounce it off of, so couldn't get the bonus damage. and that really cost him any kind of advantage he could have had with it. And this looks like a Lucian 1v1.
Tyrin hasn't hovered or locked in anything quite as of yet, so we'll have to see if it is going to be a Lucian mirror match. If Krangasm has locked in the Lucian, it's probably or not. Tyrin has quit. He doesn't want to take this. he doesn't own it. Oh, right, okay.
Oh, that's the problem. Fair enough.
Yeah. But we'll have to see who can win out and get Jokerism's love. Jokerism seems to be supporting Crane in the chat there.
Yeah, it's unfortunately, this is rather disappointing. He doesn't own Lucian. How can you fight for an AD carry's love if you don't own Lucian? This is disappointing, to say the least. We're going to wait for him to join back in the game and actually find a champion he does own. Let's go for one of the 450 IP champions. Go for your Poppies.
Master Yi, Annie.
Yeah.
Any of those low-cost champions.
Garen 1v1.
Garen 1v1 could just take ages if they go like with full beads.
No, I'm thinking full crit.
Did he quit out or did he alt F4? So he's not. Oh, there he is. So we can get into our second game of this best of three battle for Jokerism's love. It is currently 1-0 to Tyrin, and we'll see what they come out with for the second game.
I was informed as the build-up to the previous game it is indeed Tyrin, not Tyrin, so I'm going to try and make a note of that. Oh, is this what it is? Okay, have you?
There is the Vayne locked in on my side.
Vayne 1v1. This is looking to be an interesting one. I'm just going to have to auto-pick something. Okay.
We're just waiting on you, buddy.
Yeah, I can't pick this. There's like 151. Which one's the Charmander? I don't know which one I'm meant.
Shyvana?
Oh, yeah, we go. There's Charmander. I found Charmander. It's fine, guys. Don't worry. And no one's going to pick that goddamn Bulbasaur. Even though he was nerfed recently, he's still OP. I'm pretty sure we don't have a Squirtle. What would you say? Fizz?
Yeah, Fizz would probably be the closest to Squirtle.
Tom Kench? No, Tom Kench is Lickitung.
Yeah. Tom Kench would be Lickitung. The closest we probably have is Fizz.
Yeah, there's not really many water-based champions other than Nami.
Yeah, but Nami isn't really a Squirtle, is she?
Nah. Ironically, the first thing I thought was Brightwing, and then I realized that was.
I automatically went to buy. I was like, wait, I'm not playing this.
Yeah, Shyvana versus Draven. Let's go wait for them to die and then go.
It's a hidden 1v1.
No, seriously, the moment one of them dies, we run up mid.
All right, I have my items. Let's do this.
Okay, yeah, I'm looking forward to getting into this one now. We're seeing the double Vayne lock-in. So Vayne versus Vayne, normally a scaling matchup, but very highly mechanical.
Exactly, it will be a real test of mechanical proficiency in this one. Tyrin does take a little bit of damage there.
Crane doesn't even take any damage for that, sitting there emote spamming in the brush to show his prowess, even missing pinging on the brush just to assert dominance, even though nobody can see it apart from on the stream.
Yeah, and I'm having a look at the stream right now just to see that we do see that Tyrin's sitting back in the bush, as well as what Krangasm is doing, just so that they won't be able to be auto-attacked early and get that little bit of an advantage in the lane. but both decide to go for the farm after positioning quite well so that they can't be auto-attacked on, and Cranegasm does get knocked against the wall. He does have those stacks of silver bolts on him. Cranegasm going very low. Heal has been used by both, and he's going to die with the flash, and Tyrin wins 2-0. Jokerism is now in love with Tyrin.
Right, and we have been released. Let's go. I'm running it down mid.
Off we go. Wait,
you know what you gotta do.
Yeah, I should have bought with the 300 gold I have.
Yeah, I should have done that too.
Let's do this. Welcome to the League of Draven.
Oh yeah, watch this summoner spell advantage. Yes, clarity. Yes. Take that, clarity.
Yeah. Come back. Oh. Yeah. Oh. That could have gotten the kill on me. I didn't expect it. I really didn't expect that at all.
I just went for it. I took bloody clarity as my summoner spell, but yeah, GG.
GG. I really didn't expect you to come back with the snowball. I didn't even see the snowball hit me.
Yeah, that was a lot of
nowhere. In comes the pain train.
Yeah. So right next we've got I believe it's going to be Deadly versus
Innaxe.
Okay.
So it should be a very interesting game.
Yeah. After this, it looks like we'll be handing over to Dom, and then we should be handing you back over to Sandstorm after that for Snuggly versus Berserker. Oh, that looks like it's unfortunately been cancelled as well. So there's going to be straight on to Snuggly versus Brad Tech.
So it's you and me right now for Deadly and Innaxe, is it?
Yes, that is the case.
I was just like, I'm not with Dom for this one.
Yeah, Dom is going to be who we're going to be handing over to.
Yes.
For the halfway point of the stream. We're already almost 12 hours in. And hopefully we can keep pushing for these donations. So we're going to a really good cause. And hopefully we can get each person competing in one of these 1v1s to donate a little bit of their hard-earned gold and not be such stingy dragons and hold it onto themselves.
Now we do need them to be on opposite sides so they aren't on the same team.
Yeah, obviously. I think what he means is so that he's not in the same room on Discord as us.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, obviously we don't want them to hear the comms, so we don't want them to be telling them how to use their champions.
Yeah, hearing our next level strats. Like the master players need to be told by lower elo players how to play.
Are we going to be going for another 1v1 straight after this one? Blind pick?
Yes. Why not?
Yeah, just a quick. We will be released. Go back in for the 1v1.
Try to like hit random 5 times and then like stick with that champion.
Yeah, that works. That works.
That way we won't be like, yeah, I'll pick this one.
So we'll wait till the first blood does go down before we do it. Definitely just don't want to.
Yeah, we don't want to interfere with
get in the way. Yeah. So, you did win the last one with my Clarity Shyvana, unfortunately not getting the kill.
Shyvana should have destroyed Raven. Just because of the Clarity, I had that advantage.
Yeah. Also, the fact that I chose poor items because I was trying to get Cutlass and didn't get enough gold because I thought it would last longer. I thought I could stick to you better if I managed to pick up the Cutlass. So we're just going to wait for this game to start up, and we're going to see what they're going to pick. Excited to see what they'll choose to get in to the game with. Will we see another mirror matchup? Will we see a pick? We've had a mix of both today, but mostly it's been these mirror matchups. Very respectable, going for the same runes, same masteries. Don't want any advantages at all. Just playing around the same champions to see who is better at that specific champion.
Exactly, and they're both AD carry mains, so I'm expecting to see nothing but AD carry in this and go for the mirror matchup and see who's actually better mechanically and on those champions specifically. So I wouldn't be surprised if we were to see a Vayne like in the last game, or maybe even Lucian or something of that sort coming into this game. So we're going to hit random 5 times.
Okay, just got to find random first.
and then pick your runes and masteries.
Is there a random button on the new client as well?
I don't know. I mean, I'm on the legacy client, so...
Yeah, so I'm just going to have to scroll up and down and then let go, and then... There we go. Right, so it looks like I am picking this one. Okay, yeah. That's
like,
lucky.
This one,
That's lucky.
Just stare at your cards. All right, I'll see you in a second what you picked on the stream. Yeah, it's a mirror matchup for Lucian right now. It's a frequently played champion for Innaxe, and Deadly also plays it, obviously, because he is an AD carry. So, that's not going to be a fun matchup for me.
I have not seen what you locked in, to be fair. Was it on the stream?
No, it's not on the stream. Yours is on the stream, but...
Okay.
Mine is an Ezreal.
Okay, right. Well, you've got the E to try and get away at least.
Yeah.
My summon a spell should help me stick, so we'll wait until we'll see the Lucian one first. It looks like no runes and no masteries here.
Yeah, it looks no runes, no masteries. Yeah.
Is this going to be the 100 CS battle, or is this going to be the going all in still? We have seen another game with heal flash, so I'm not sure how this is going to go. Because it's very defensive still.
They might choose to go with no items as well. I wouldn't be surprised, but they do go with the Guardian's Hammer with the refillable potion and the boots of speed.
That is going to give them the typical start that we've expected to see from most of them. Unfortunately, on this side, we've seen a refillable potion. Yeah,
Welcome to the
isn't the best, unfortunately for him.
Well, they both went for it, so they must have decided on that in the lobby in their DMs. So if they're all right with taking it, then nothing that we can do and nothing that we should do for it. So we just have to sit back, relax, cast the game, enjoy, and watch these masters be the masters of their role.
Indeed, that does seem to be the case.
We see them meeting in Piercing Lights being traded and Relentless Pursuit also being traded. This is going to be a quick game if they keep at this. Already Washed Up is losing quite a lot of health. He's a little bit lower health than Innaxe, but it's fairly even at this point. Both used their pot, and with one pot remaining on either side, they're going to try and get the Piercing Light through those minions and get as much damage down onto their enemy as possible. After the nerf a few months ago to that Q, it doesn't do as much. It doesn't have as much range, so Innaxe didn't hit the Piercing Light onto Already Washed Up just there, where he used to. It used to actually hit because of the range that it used to have.
Yeah, just not really used to the changes there. Maybe we are seeing that Already Washed Up is the master tier of the two here, and
they're both master tier.
All right, there must be just the last season one that you were referring to then, because it looked like I believe Innaxe was platinum in the lobby. Am I remembering wrong?
It's said on mine that it was master tier.
Never mind. Maybe it's different. We have discussed this earlier in the day. The roles have been appearing at the people have been appearing at different ranks and different clients, etc.
Yeah.
But quickly going back to this game, because that's what we're focusing on here. 9 CS to 12, Already Washed Up, having the advantage, getting some poke down, but Innaxe pushing right back. It's really just again another one that's going to be a battle of inches. You've got to really take their time, look to trade in at the right times, not go too aggressive.
And it's really going to be about who can position the best.
Yeah, definitely. Around the minion waves, and especially jumping in and out, able to land your Q, W, then E in, land the double hit. You've got to be able to combo that effectively without taking too much poke. And if you combo it right, you can do it, dash in, get the double hit, and dash back out almost immediately afterwards.
Exactly. What you want to do is try and land that Piercing Light as much as possible, so you have to really position well around those minion waves. Also, to get your passive off with that Relentless Pursuit, as they are doing right now, Washed Up is taking a lot of damage, but he is higher in mana. Relentless Pursuit was used, Flash and Heal used on the side of
close.
Of Innaxe, but there is Flash still available on the side of Already Washed Up. They're both really low on health and really low on mana. Innaxe has more health available, but Washed Up has more mana. It is very even at this point. They both have a relic available if they want to go and get that. Innaxe has gone to get his relic, but we haven't seen Already Washed Up go to get his quite.
Potentially, he could just try and
decides
culling
to
down
push
the
it in
wave
this
and then
minion
walk
wave.
away. If he definitely needs to go and get it, he can culling down the minion wave and walk away shortly afterwards. That would give him the CS, give him the pressure, but he might want to hold on to it just for the damage he can put down in a trade. We'll see how he wants to play this one out, but if he's getting pushed into his tower, he does have that available. And either Innaxe has to try and tank it, or he's picking up that relic. Very big for him, especially seeing already washed up, backing off to pick up the relic further back.
This is great news for Innaxe. He does push that advantage and still have his further back relic available. Culling does come out. Relentless Pursuit is used by Innaxe to dodge it. Already Washed Up is losing a lot of health, but Innaxe is very low as well. He needs to go back and get that relic to push his advantage and get that advantage back that he stole earlier on.
Yeah, it's going to be really big for him when he does pick up this relic. Just try and deny that wave pressure. Maybe push this one into the tower. Make sure that he denies at least one of these minions. Deny maybe a little bit more lifesteal as well. Keep his health bar a little bit lower.
But
then once he's got the pressure in,
Already Washed Up losing a lot of health, but Innaxe does go back to get his closest relic. He doesn't decide to go back and get his further back relic. He'll leave that for another point. Culling does come out. Flash is used by Already Washed Up to get away from the culling. Very little mana on both sides, but Already Washed Up is losing a lot of health. He decides to go for his further back relic because he cannot contest the closest one to the tower, to the enemy lane, because he cannot take these trades.
it's definitely going to be rough for him, not able to take those trades, as you say. It's going to make it harder and harder for him to actually pull off anything in this game. But Already Washed Up, again, as you say, just getting pushed back and pushed back. It's going to keep on costing him every single time. And we'll be able to see, is he actually able to get the kill secured for himself, or will he end up pushing his advantage too hard, go into aggressive and potentially die for it? Because we've seen this so many times where you can get a big advantage, but if you try and push it too hard, try and go for the kill rather than going for the 100 CS you've got from the pressure, it can cost you. But he's got a very small advantage right now. It's only 45 to 46. We see Already Washed Up still getting those aggressive trades in, able to catch up little by little, get a little bit of life steal back off.
He does get those piercing lights landing as well. Already Washed Up does use his heal. Innaxe is very low on mana, and he actually has to go back and be a little defensive on this Already Washed Up, getting that passive proc. A flash from Innaxe the God does get a little bit of damage.
He's tanking minions though.
But he is, as you said, tanking those minions, taking a little too much damage.
Yeah, Already Washed Up going back and getting his relic for himself.
He does get that relic, which will sustain him a little bit in lane. They do have the passive of that Guardian's Hammer. Already Washed Up uses that culling, dealing tons of damage onto Innaxe, but Innaxe does have his culling available too. Already Washed Up is very low on health. One hit from the culling could spell disaster for Already Washed Up.
You're perhaps maybe wanting to land a couple hits beforehand, because crucially, maybe 1 or 2 auto attacks before he halts, giving him those further of battle stacks could mean that he wins the trade. And so, because it lasts for so long now, it does mean that he could be looking to just maybe land 1 auto attack, back way off, then dash in with the Relentless Pursuit, then go in for it straight afterwards. A lot of potential here.
That was a nice piercing light from Already Washed Up onto Innaxe the God. Innaxe positioning not really the most optimal positioning. He is positioning behind those minions in such a way that Already Washed Up can land those piercing lights a lot more often than he is landing them himself. So I would like to see a little bit better positioning on the side of Innaxe. But Already Washed Up is actually doing quite well in this matchup, since he was denied that relic early on in the lane, and he's clawing back a little bit more into this game, really.
Yeah, it's actually the health bars have come up quite a long distance from what we saw before.
Culling has been used on Already Washed Up. He's taking almost all of the culling there, which really does a lot of damage to him.
100 CS.
It could go to 100 CS, and it actually really could go to 100 CS. There's no damage onto the towers to speak of. The passives are being used a lot by both players, and both are really low, but they're getting so much CS at this point. 65 CS to 71. Right now, Innaxe is winning on 2 different ways. He has more damage done to Other Washed Up than Other Washed Up has to Innaxe.
Oh, don't take the
culling
tower.
is used. He does use his flash. Innaxe is going to go down.
Ooh,
He
so
gets
close.
killed by Other Washed Up.
And we have been unleashed. That means we can start to head down the lane very shortly. Do you want to get going?
Yeah.
Let's go.
I moved off Fountain by accident, so I have like 1,100 that I didn't spend.
That's given me a significant advantage. I've been stacking up tier for the past 10 minutes.
Nice.
On and off, because you don't get mana regen in the fountain. Aw.
GG.
Double BF sword, of course it went down. Jesus.
I was going to buy a Vampire Acceptor as well, but I was off Fountain and I didn't notice.
Yeah, no worries. All right, GG.
So that is 1-1, is it?
I believe that does currently put them at 1-1. I will see how this goes, if they'll schedule a game 3 or not. It was definitely a good Lucian 1v1. There was a lot of mechanics involved in that, having to choose when to dash in and dash out. Unfortunately, like we said, he had the advantage, but he pushed in too far. We saw Already Washed Up just get the advantage from that. We saw Already Washed Up get the advantage from just Innaxe taking another tower shot.
Oh, it was game number 1. I don't.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, it was game. It seems like, I don't know, we've been casting a lot today. That was game number 1.
Yeah.
You're not crazy, now it's fun.
Innaxe the God pushed in way too far, took a turret shot, and that's ended up costing him. Like we were saying, he had a significant advantage. He just needed to play it out safe. Went in too hard to get the kill, took a tower shot, and that cost him his life.
Great. This is a terrible pick. Oh well, try it anyway. So we do see the mirror matchup of Ezreal, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I would assume so too. Mirror matchup of Ezreal's here. Yeah, again, another highly mechanical one. Choose when to dash in and out. We saw it last time come down to the mana pool. Just with how much you can spam your Q, how much you get good wave positioning to clear the minion waves, push it in. It all came down to lane pressure.
Exactly, and we saw that Other Washed Up actually came back after having a huge disadvantage from the lane pressure that Innaxe the God actually had on him, and also the stealing of that relic that we saw early on, which gave a huge advantage to Innaxe. But we saw him come back and he actually won that trade, that game in the end.
Yeah, and Innaxe just really squandering the huge advantage he was able to get for himself. And unfortunately, that did cost him a lot in this game. Because really, we were expecting him to win it, but we said very early on, if he's not able to actually do anything with the advantage he's got, then will we just see him push it too far, end up taking a tower shot and dying for it? And that is exactly what happened.
It could be a little bit hubris on the side of Innaxe, but call me Deadly, by the way, not Washed Up. Okay, but we're calling you by your name, just because people who are watching it might know you as Deadly.
Yeah, he's people will know him as Deadly most likely. So he is the substitute for Misfits currently in the LCS. So if he kept his name as Deadly, we could have called him Deadly. Currently, he's Washed Up. That's why he's not on the Misfits main squad.
Fair enough. Oh no, I left Fountain. Fuck.
Oh no. Well, you got away with it last time.
Yeah, but the last time I stayed for ages and got my second BF sword. That was my starting item.
I'll try not to pick up too much then. But we want to concentrate on this game definitely for now.
We do indeed. So we do see them standing behind their minion wave here just to block out any of those Qs that will be coming their way, but they do have those Ws.
Oh, definitely tracking the mana pool, definitely tracking the mana pool and tracking the rising spell force from Innaxe is going to be big there for him to actually push the wave in, get a big chunk onto Deadly. It's actually a really big deal for him, being able to push in that far and chunking out Deadly so much is going to put him at a significant disadvantage, and we saw how bad this went before. But this time, they've both gone tiers, so they're going to have a lot more mana to play with, and it's going to take a lot longer for that mana to run out. Not playing around them as much of the matchup as we expected before.
But they have no potions to use, importantly, so they have to play hugely around those relics popping up. So if Innaxe can take away the closer relic away from Deadly, then Deadly is going to be really far behind for the entire lane.
Yeah, it's going to be good if he can actually get the timing right. If he knows when it spawns, then he'll be able to try and pressure Deadly out and jump in on it. He is doing quite well, just pushing the wave in, denying some CS. Again, denying any potential lifesteal he may have from runes or masteries. It's just going to mean that he's able to hold on. But that was a nice little EW in from Deadly, meaning it's going to even up some of the trading. Innaxe right back on top of it.
It was a nice little combo there, but there's still a good amount of health difference. And Innaxe is looking to go for that heal by Deadly. Innaxe is the worst of this trade. Heal was used by Innaxe as well. Flash towards that relic. He will not... Oh, he will get the relic before the Q hits him. Deadly does have to back away because he doesn't have the advantage in this trade now.
Yeah, that is going to be big for him, having to getting his opponent to burn so much and then backing off to pick up the relic. Still having an extra relic of his own with already washed up. Deadly, rather, going and picking up his own relic. But the wave push, once again, in favor of Innaxe, meaning that he's just going to keep on pushing in, making Deadly tank up maybe a little bit more of the minions, making his tower tank up a little more. Oh! The snipe!
That's a nice snipe from Innaxe.
A really nice snipe, and you saw him start to charge his ultimate at exactly the same time. They both had the same idea. It looks like that's time for us to run down mid and quickly finish ours.
Yeah.
As it looks like this might be our last one of the day.
Last one of the day. No. But I likes the things. Okay, let's see. I don't play Mordekaiser, so I have no idea. Going about AD cannon, nice.
Yep.
Let's see. Yeah, I picked to level up the wrong thing. Yeah, GG. So we're going to go for the last game of this of three between Deadly and now I'm just thinking of Deadly's other name, Washed Up. I can't think of the other guy's name.
Innaxe.
Innaxe. Yeah, between Innaxe and Deadly. Be awkward if I said Innaxe and Washed Up. Just fighting himself.
Yeah, after this one, we won't be doing another 1v1. We'll be respecting the end of the series here, as it's going to be our last one. So that was our last 1v1 of the day. Nice little, but this is going to be their last 1v1 for the series. They're going to go for all the marbles here. Innaxe versus Deadly. Innaxe managing to pick up a nice ultimate snipe there to pick up the 1-1. Shutting down already Washed Up, who picked up the win in the first game just from Innaxe over-aggressing.
Exactly, and right now we're discussing XP gains, which doesn't make a huge amount of difference since we have seen both sides having the XP advantage in different games. So they might want to have a sixth person in the game just so that they can equalize any disadvantage that they think that they'll have.
That's fair.
But I don't know if
we haven't really seen the level advantages be that much of a big deal so far. It was only really in the Graves game, and that was in a previous series.
Yeah. So they decided not to go for having that sixth person in, but they do put over. We do put over one of our casters, one of our hosts, over to Innaxe's side instead of having only myself and Innaxe.
Yeah, that's going to mean that Innaxe is at the advantage this time. Just try and make up for it. It was 1-1 anyway. So, still proven that he can win with the disadvantage has Deadly. So, it'll be interesting to see how this one does go in response to it and whether the EXP advantage is actually making this huge difference that it's seeming to have done.
I don't think it'll make that much of a difference, to be honest, from
if you look at it,
what we've seen today.
If you look at it, Innaxe actually had all of the pressure on him in game 1, and purely won because of the bad tower dive. And in game 2, he lost the pressure as well. So if he does now win and has the pressure, it could come down to the fact that there is this EXP difference that was really an oversight.
It could indeed. We'll have to wait and see as they do load up onto Howling Abyss, and they are a mirror matchup of Yasuo. No masteries and no runes, if we're not mistaken. They do go for the Guardian's Hammer, Boots, and refillable potions, so we'll have to see if they can juke it out with or without their minions. They do seem to be trying to land those Qs, but neither of them wants to get close enough to land it. Does proc the passive for Innaxe, the god.
On clarify, they do have runes, and they are the same runes.
Oh, they do have runes. Okay.
Yeah. Both wasting the wind ball, not having to use it really, because you only really need it to block tornado, and the tornado not going to be coming out until there is a minion wave, and that will be significant amount of time after this. So they're just going to have their little porros chasing them around, get ready for the 1v1. The Yasuo 1v1 is one of those ones. One of those ones that just seems so tragic, yet you can't look away from.
But we do see a little bit of trading here. Deadly is coming out the worst for wear in this trade. Neither of them have to worry about their mana, but we have the tornado available for Innaxe. He does get knocked up. Deadly is down to almost half health. The wood wall doesn't do much to help him. He is being zoned away from this farm. Innaxe doing the best he can. He does have his tornado available again, so he can try and knock Deadly up. Both miss their tornadoes, but the wave does get pushed in against Deadly's tower.
So it does show once again that Innaxe does have the advantage, proving that currently it's nothing to do with the experience, and it's actually just the fact that Deadly has been playing a little bit better at times here.
We do see the mechanics really coming out for both players with the dashing through all the minions for Innaxe, just to kind of hop, skip, and jump around the map to try and avoid Deadly's Qs or any other shenanigans that he might want to be doing.
Yeah, the wind wall, nice block there, but just going to trade back and forth. Deadly has now blown a potion.
Ooh, Exhaust has been used onto Innaxe. Exhaust is also used onto Deadly. Windwall has been used, flashed through the Windwall by Innaxe. Deadly nice is dodge. The better out of this trade so far. Both have used, actually, Deadly has used both his potions, and Innaxe has just used his second potion, so he has none available to close this health gap. But Tornado's being used to get rid of this CS that's coming into his tower.
Oh, nice Windwall again.
Was
really
used really well to block that tornado, and he does have his tornado available, using it just to clear this minion wave so that it doesn't impact the tower and have him have more favorable trades.
Tower shot. Yeah, it's really actually been very crucial whether people tank tower shots or not in these matchups. As tower shots are just do so much damage in this game mode. Obviously, the farming under tower slightly different than Summoner's Rift. The towers do significantly more damage to minions. In this game mode, for example, it's...
Oh, and the ultimate has been used onto Innaxe. Innaxe is looking for the ultimate as well. He does get the ultimate as well. Deadly is looking for damage, but he doesn't quite have it. He misses his Q, flashes away, narrowly dodges the Q from Innaxe. He can have the time to go get his relic, but he's still down on health from Innaxe. Innaxe can go back and get his own relic, so Innaxe in the lead for the time being.
Innaxe just gonna try and zone Deadly on the Yasuo away from the mini wave. If he keeps him zoned away long enough, he will be able to maybe get a level advantage, at least deny some experience to the tower. And he's going to give him the space to go back and get a relic for himself, which is good. And he's going to deny Deadly being able to use that tornado effectively. He actually has to let it time out. He's going to pick up that relic for himself in the meantime.
Exactly, and they do both have innate sustain from their Guardian's Hammer, so they'll both want to try and get a pick with the tornado onto each other, using that wind wall to try and negate that so that they can't use their ultimate. Their exhaust is available for both of them at this point, so they might want to try and use that to make a pick onto each other. Or Deadly is quite low. Both have their tornadoes available.
Just going to be blocked by the shields.
it was hit onto Innaxe, but nothing much could be done from that.
Yeah, really just the shield tanking it out. He did have initially the advantage on the tornado, using it to try and zone out his opponent. Realized he didn't have his shield up, backed off shortly so that the shield would be able to block all the damage coming out from that tornado. Currently, Deadly actually has the experience advantage here. Also due to the fact that Innaxe had to back off not only the 3 versus 2 scenario. And perfect timing there. Acknowledging the spawn time is very well done by Innaxe. Has planned this out very well.
Exactly. He does deny that relic from Deadly there, and he also has his 2 relics available for himself, so he has so much more sustain than Deadly in this lane. What I like about seeing this matchup is the mechanics coming out from both of them and the reaction times that they have. They're dodging so many skill shots from each other that it's just so good to see. They're both playing it really methodically, really well, but going a little bit aggressive as well, so it's really what we like to see from these 1v1s.
It definitely very good matchup so far. Been very good mechanics on both sides, being able to land these dashes in, and we're seeing a lot of aggression both ways, but not much is coming from it because of this amazing shield. Oh!
Deadly does get knocked up. Exhaust has been used. He misses his Q. Exhaust also onto Innaxe. He does use that wind wall just to block that Q in case it was going to hit, but it wasn't going to hit. It was a little too far away. Deadly is going a little bit aggressive. He does have that relic available. They both use their knockup, but Deadly gets that relic. He has his relic available back there as well. But Innaxe also has his 2 relics available, so he still has the little bit of an advantage over Deadly. Deadly will have to try and claw back a little bit of an advantage in this lane, try and claw a little bit of a lead afterwards.
I want to actually talk about this currently because I actually feel like Deadly has the advantage. Hear me out on this, because he's held the CS advantage currently. He's taken all the pressure that Innaxe can put out, and he's still not even got close to death so far. This is going to really exacerbate Innaxe to the point where I can see him maybe going and taking a bad trade under the tower again, because he really wants to get the kill and potentially die because of it.
I can see your point of view from that. I'm not saying that you're wrong, but I think that what he needs to do is try and not tilt to that point where he's like, I really want to go for this kill.
And I feel like that's the problem we saw in game 1 from him.
We did see that in game 1 from him, and he's actually going really aggressive here, but Deadly does get that relic. It did come up just as he went over it. So, as you said earlier, they really know their spawn times on all of these, so he does get the ult onto Innaxe. He used that flash there, so he doesn't have that available for it to be used defensively. He does dodge that tornado using the wind wall. He does get his relic not denied by Deadly, but Deadly is doing a lot of damage down onto Innaxe right now. Does block any potential tornado coming from Innaxe. They're both going back and forth. Tornado is available. He does get knocked up, uses that ultimate. He has that windshield available. This is really close right now. 1 or 2 more Qs will get the kill. Neither wants to really commit to it.
Unfortunately, disconnected due to AFK, did not move in the base. I was too busy. But yeah, it's just getting so close, and we saw exactly what we're talking about. Innaxe oversteps to try and make a trade earlier on, and it costs him because he gets flashed on top of, has most of his HP bar burned from the ultimate of Deadly. Like we said, he's just really getting kind of over-aggressive, and it's causing him to maybe tilt, going too hard in, trying to pressure Deadly out, not getting any kills for it, not getting much of an advantage for it either. And he's 10 CS down still. It's really not helping him at all.
Exactly. He really needs to temper his fate in this game and try and...
This isn't a bard game.
Yeah, I know. But he really needs to try and claw back the advantage that he used to have. He is down by 12 CS, as you said. And all the advantages that he had in the early game have really dwindled to nothing.
It's just consistently, Deadly's been able to take pressure after pressure after pressure and not give up anything for it. He gave up his flash, and that was the most he really gave up. And it's already back up now. And
the exhaust is also available for Deadly here, so he can go for a trade if he wants to. He does get that relic. He's going for an aggressive trade here. He is in the minion wave, as you said. Exhaust has been used, so that negates most of the damage from the ultimate. has been used onto Innaxe as well. Ultimate has also been used, trading very close here. That was a very good exhaust by Innaxe, though, negating most of the damage that was done by the ultimate.
By Deadly. Poor exhaust by Deadly, exhausting way too early. It means the full ultimate Q damage does come in from Innaxe with that bonus armor penetration that does come through because of it. Meaning that it's going to be really rough for him to actually hold on because he's lost a lot of health in that. And minions slowly chipping at the tower. He still does have that CS advantage we have been talking about, which is getting closer and closer to being the decider of this game. We're only 25 CS away. He's still got an 8 CS advantage. That's a whole minion wave that he needs to concede to Innaxe to actually lose this.
Exactly. It is really a war of attrition at this point. We are seeing trading of advantages back and forth. It's just tiny little mistakes that are being punished by each other. We do see Innaxe picking up that relic there, so Deadly is going to be in a little bit of trouble here. He is very low on health. He cannot take this trade. He is winning on CS and experience, but he's not winning on much else at the moment. He's only 4 CS ahead. And Deadly does dodge that tornado, but Innaxe does have so much more health than him, more than double his health at this point. So he's going to push this into tower and be happy to take any trades right now. He will try and get some damage down on the tower, most likely, with his minions. But Deadly is zoning him away a little bit, clearing away some of his minions by the tower.
Yeah, this is going to mean that he does claw back a little bit of that CS advantage. It's still 6.
Deadly's going for a little bit of an aggressive trade with Innaxe here. He does have his relic available, so he could go back and get that. He uses his tornado to knock Innaxe up. He doesn't use his ultimate. He shouldn't use his ultimate there because he doesn't have the damage to finish off the kill. He could be killed off by Innaxe. They are really even on they're even on CS and even on experience at the moment. There's only 1 CS difference, and wall was used to block any aggression from Deadly.
And really nice pressure there has been pushed on by Innaxe with great knowledge of the spawn timer for the relic. Does mean that Deadly once again is going to take a bad trade there. Still up on CS just by a little bit, but great pressure by Innaxe is making it harder and harder for him to hold on.
Exactly, and it's, as we said earlier, it's really back and forth, trading with advantages, trading of tiny little mistakes and punishing those mistakes. We do see Deadly being knocked up, trading of exhausts there. That's an early exhaust from Innaxe, doesn't quite get the exhaust that he wants to cancel some of that damage from the ultimate. They're really even at the moment. It could be anyone's win at the moment. We are 1-1 in this best of 3 series, so it could go to anyone.
CS. He's on 91 CS, but the tower is very close to going down in the mean. It's 93 to 89 at the minute. 94. I'm going to keep tracking this because it's so close.
97.
Needs 3 more. It needs to. We need to see Innaxe get the kill on this next minion wave, or he does lose the game.
Is up. I'm trying to keep track of CS and watching the fight as well. 98 CS to Deadly. He needs 1 more CS and he wins.
He's on 99. He doesn't have to back off and risk his life. He just needs to go in, get one of these minions, and he hasn't got it yet. And the tower's going to go down.
Tower's going to go down.
Which one was it? Which one was it?
Innaxe. I think.
Oh, it was so close. We can't tell.
Watch on stream and see if we can confirm.
He says the CS was first, so we're going to take his word for it. He is the host, and the CS does come slightly before the tower. It's a photo finish. Absolutely photo finish there. Really well done from both of them. So close on both sides. And we are going to say that one is going to go over to Deadly on that one. Just getting the 100 CS just before the tower has been confirmed by Crane. Wow, very close.
That was such a close game. It was ridiculous how close that was. So I'm just going to run down mid.
That was really well done. I'm not there anymore. I have left the game.
No, it's fine. I'm just gonna run down mid with my satchel charge. Well, with my special package. No,
so yeah, I want to quickly talk about that because that was by a really nice adaptation by Innaxe, knowing that he didn't have the damage to kill. He had to go in, had to do something, and he decided the tower was his best option. He'd been chipping away at it minutes in advance. Goes in on it. Lands a few auto attacks, and it was literally 1 auto attack difference both ways. However, Deadly did miss the cannon minion in the process, which did actually cause him to be in that position. If he didn't miss the cannon minion, it wouldn't have even been close. It was very close to being the 100 CS versus tower. It would have been the tower if he missed just that one more. Very well done to both of them. Such good mechanical play.
He really gave a lot of respect to the other side in that game towards the end, especially since he was wailing on the tower, and Deadly was really respecting the amount of damage that he could output by not going for that cannon minion. He missed the cannon minion because he knew how much damage that could be put down onto him. It almost cost him the game in the end. So very well played from both sides. Great mechanics, great play. Really close. Every game was really close, and I really enjoyed watching it. I really enjoyed casting it.
I felt like that's the best one I have watched so far. We're going to see. We're going to hand over to Dom with the next one now. Just handing over to Dom, and then we'll be back with Jokerism versus Tyrin by the looks of it, and that will be you and Sandstorm casting. So
yep,
this is going to be my last cast until I come in with the Hearthstone later. It looks like we'll be doing the Hearthstone 1v1 with George in about an hour. So hopefully you tune in for that. We'll be best of 5. We've used some fun decks. We're going to be playing around these random rules we've created, but we'll explain as we go along. It's going to be a lot of fun. I hope you tune in.